Hello. This is my second talking video where I talk while I stretch. Actually, it's my third, but my second where it's actually talking about something. This is the first time I've done it so far away from the video camera, so we'll see if the acoustics work. First time I think I did one on soul groups. When I listened to it, it didn't really captivate me, so maybe my concentration isn't quite so good when I'm stretching. So we'll see how this one goes. I'll listen to it and we'll see if it works. If not, I'll just discontinue the stretching and the talking at the same time. I just love the idea of multitasking, and this is ultimate multitasking. Because everybody wants to stretch, you know, stretching is good and you never have time, yet you never have time to do your talking videos, do it at the same time, shebang, bada bing, bada bang, there you go. So anyways, so this video is me declaring that, oh my god, I freaking love audiobooks. Made from Natural Reader. Get Natural Reader. I did a video about this already, but I guess you could call this part 2. Because this is how I've actually used it and started doing it, and I freaking love it, and I wanted to do a demonstration of it. Let me wait until my first stretch is over, though. I still have another 15 seconds. I'm a little bit tight in these muscles because I was doing some of the weightlifting thing the other day, like a week ago. It's still sore. So anyways, yeah, I really love listening to audiobooks. With this Natural Reader, you can listen to it perfectly, and I shall give a demonstration right now. Listen to this.
New edition of October 2802 gives us an overview of the entire 3-volume series in a convergent material. It is not as hopeless as you might think. In fact, it might just be perfect. You are about to read an organized collection of thoughts that you made.
Okay, did you hear that? I heard it. I understood it perfectly. Ladies reading really fast. You can also get a man's voice also. You can understand it all perfectly. Now this particular book, I got all 3 of David Wilcock's free books off of his internet site. And I made sure he has all of his chapters in their own pages, so I had to cut them and paste them all into one thing. And I guess maybe I could do it differently, but it just saves less time for me, saves more time for me to just get the whole book on one page. This reader can only read Doc and Adobe. Now I don't have Doc or Adobe, so and it cannot read for some reason HTML. So I just cut the HTML and then pasted it on text. And it can read text, so then you just paste the text on. And I think, like his entire book, I don't know how many hundreds of pages it is. It's a big book, like 16 chapters. But the whole book was like 25 megabytes or something. It's totally small. It's amazing. So you can fit these things, a lot of them, on your MP3 player. And yeah, the cool thing about, well, for example, that book is there's so much. There is so much information on it, and facts and references to stuff that you would have to read it over and over again in order to, you know, hear what's going on. So, but reading something over and over again and listening to something over again, what do you retain more? Well, I retain it just the same. I don't retain any more reading than listening. And I mean, I am one of those, what you call them, attention deficit disorder people. I am one of those people who spaces out. Only this is an interesting enough book that it captivates me, and I'm listening to the entire thing pretty much. And when I read, I space out while I'm reading anyway. I mentioned that before. So, but listening to an audiobook, like when I'm laying in bed, listening to an audiobook as opposed to reading a book, I spend a lot less energy listening. I'm not flexing any muscles holding a book up. I'm not flexing my eye muscles, moving my eye muscles around. I can close my eyes, I can lay back in bed, and I can let my imagination run wild visually while I'm in bed, instead of having to, you know, multitask my eyes, looking at the book and then also visualizing at the same time. So, which means that I can listen to a book all night long and not get tired, whereas after a couple hours or whatever, I would get tired reading it. and I mean, if you have insomnia, it's not going to put you to sleep, but you know, if you're not going to get to sleep anyway, you might as well be listening. And they say that even if you're not sleeping, as long as you're laying still, you're getting 80% of your rest. We all need our dreaming, but everybody, you're eventually going to fall asleep and get your share of dreaming. So yeah, I say get these things on, man. I'm in the process of transferring the entire Mahabharata onto MP3 player that I'm going to listen to, and it'll go through an entire book of Mahabharata in like a couple hours. It's just totally fast. It's amazing, man. I have never been this excited in my entire life. This is the most excited I have ever been in my entire life. I've never been more excited about anything. When I'm 100 years old and I look back on my life and they go, "What's the most exciting part of your life ever?" I will go, "Oh, I remember that day when I got Natural Reader and I finally started listening to audiobooks." Because, you know, scholars like David Wilcock, he's read so many hundreds of books. He spent so much of his time laying there reading. You know, I just don't. I'm not into that. I wanna stretch. I wanna work out. I wanna travel. I gotta work. I got all this other stuff that I want to do, and now I can do it. I can do whatever I want, and I can be downloading my brain with knowledge at the same time, at just the same speed as I would if I was reading. Now, I don't think I'm normal here. I think I am normal. I don't think I'm different. I think this is going to totally revolutionize education. People are going to be omniscient because of this. People are going to stop listening to music. They're going to start listening to audiobooks. It is totally awesome. Yeah, I recommend this heavily. And you know what? Maybe if you get some cool books down and I get some cool books down, maybe we can trade. I don't know. Because you can get all this stuff in one little SIM card. Did I say everything I was going to say? Yes, I think I did. And I still have 2.5 minutes. Fancy that. Okay.